Hey guys, I'm Stefan Norman, and this is the video where we go in and actually update your rifle scope with the new ballistic profile so the scope can work by itself for different distances. We've already entered the hardware, what twist rate we have, what caliber it is, like grain of the bullet and such. We've also talked about how we mount the scope and other things. Things that we need now at the range is a chronograph, and we need a weather station. So we're going to collect the weather data and input that into the app. After that, we're going to be shooting, get the average velocity of the bullet. We're going to be shooting 10 rounds. And then when we have that, we're going to update the profile with these current conditions and upload the scope. And then we're going to be shooting at a further distance to show how good this calculator actually is. The first thing that we can do when we come to the range is we can actually collect the weather data. So we need the air pressure, humidity, and we also need the wind speeds. So now we've got the weather data. We know it's 25 degrees Celsius out, so we're going to enter that. We're going to enter the air pressure, which is 29.25. And then we've got the humidity, which is about 68%. So that's as far as we can get at the moment. Next step, getting the average velocity from the particular ammunition that we'll be using. So we're going to take 10 shots at a steel target to get an average speed of this particular ammunition. So now we have the average muzzle velocity. And in this case, the chronograph after 10 rounds is showing me that we have a max velocity of 824.8 meters per second, a low of 802.5, but the average is 810.7. So we can punch in 811 meters per second. So now we have our ballistic profile set. Weather might shift for tomorrow or in the evening. And then the app will remember this. You can connect your phone to enter current data to the scope. So remember the baseline, and it will just recalculate for the other condition. What you want to do is make sure that you activate the Bluetooth function in your scope. You do that by pressing a long press and go into the Bluetooth widget, press a short press, and then you activate Bluetooth pairing. You go in your app to devices and connect to device. Then you continue and you find your scope, you connect. In your scope, you will now see a code, and you enter that code into the Ballistics app and press connect. And we have a successful connection. Next thing, we want to upload the profile. All right, so now when we have connected, you find your scope. In this case, you see that little blue indicate on the Bluetooth symbol. You press the arrow on the right-hand side of it, and now you can see your scope. And you can see your profile and your reticle, and you want to enter profile. And in this case, it's the B profile that we want to upgrade to a ballistic. And you have two red arrows going around in the square. You press that to update. Now you select the profile that you've created, and in this case the HMR 6.5 Creedmoor. And now it's uploading that profile to the scope, and when I'm looking through the ocular eyepiece now, I can see in the left corner 6.5 Creedmoor. So now we've activated the ballistic function for this profile. So we're ready to take shots using the LRF, and the ballistic calculator in the scope will now do the job for you and showing you where to hold. In some cases, the Thermion will switch reticle, and for me doing long range shooting, that red little cross is not good enough, so I'll switch back to a scalable reticle. Pulsar calls it. You can say it's a first focal plane digital reticle, which grows as you magnify. So we're going to switch to that one, which is a M57 FI. And there we go. Another thing I like to do is I like to change the suggested point of aim mark into another one, especially as we're shooting longer range, because the wind is always going to be moving and shifting and so on. So the windage from what you get in the scope might have shifted. You might want to give it a bit more holds left or right, wherever it's going on out there. So you go in to your main menu again and you enter the ballistic widget, and now you can see suggest point of aim mark type. Press there and then you've got different indicators. I usually go with the bottom one, because what this one will do is give you an extra mil dot line for different distances. So right now we're ranging in roughly 500 meters, and you can see the red indicator on that line is not only your elevation drop, but it's also your spin drift. So that red mark is where you want to hold. If you pair it with your ballistics app and enter the correct wind values and so on, that dot is going to move accordingly. And there we go. First round impact. We had a little bit more wind from left to right, so we had a wind oncoming for 300 meters, and from 300 meters out to 1,000, this is slight left to right wind. So I held left hand corner of the target, and we're pretty much centered on the target now. It's not very difficult as long as you collect the right data and make sure that you confirm the data, you confirm your weather conditions, you confirm the speed of the bullet, you confirm everything else and put it up correctly. Then you will have a calculator doing the job for you. It will calculate correctly. But that being said, I had to hold a bit to the left of the target now because I didn't enter the current wind values. I had a wind oncoming towards me, and from 300 meters to 1,000 meters, it was coming from left to right. So I held left hand corner and we got an impact, solid impact pretty much in the middle. This is possible when you have the right information. If you go box information and you don't set it up properly, it will not calculate correctly. You need to confirm all the data. When you have that, it's going to work properly. Yes, if you're shooting within 300 meters, it might be okay, but when we're hunting and we're looking for that pinpoint accuracy, we're not here to wound something. I think you all agree. This is very, very crucial. It will not work if you don't put in the right data. Hope you got everything set up now, and happy hunting.